How you feeling? You feeling rested?
Yeah, I am. I started my period today, so you know how that goes.
I don't know how that goes. I'm around the wifey when it does happen, and I know exactly how to act, but I get what you're saying.
You get tired again. You get more tired. But I'm good. I'm good. I think we all needed rest. I think the Seahawks needed rest. We got a bye week for week 10, which was much needed. So hopefully they were watching film. Hopefully they were resting. Hopefully they were taking care of themselves. They're physically and mentally. But yeah, how are you feeling about this bye week going into week 11 versus our lovely rivals, the Niners?
I was I was like, it couldn't be a more perfect time for the bye. I
Right.
don't like that we're coming out of the bye against the Niners. I wish it wasn't against the Niners or the Cardinals or having them back to back, but definitely needed it. Obviously, some major moves happening this week. Kind of excited to see what those are about. But yeah,
Yeah,
lots of
the
come to Jesus
moves.
moments in bye week. So for a lot of teams.
Right. I think this is a good time for us to reflect and a good time for us to just really look back at the what we've been doing in the squad that we have, and that's exactly what Mike McDaniels did, right? So we just released our leading linebacker, Tyrel Dodson, and he's instead of just benching him, Mike McDonald said that he wanted to, give him an opportunity to get picked up by another team, which is,
It's respectable. I like
it's
that.
very
I like that
respectful.
he did
Yeah,
that.
me too. And to give guys like Knight and Thomas a opportunity to play and step up, and like you
And
mentioned
they're going to
before,
play. They will play
right?
somewhere else for sure. They're really good.
So I mean, he's just trying to get it done. I think they're trying to figure it out. I think they're just process of elimination. It's like science. You got to put something in there, see if it works. If it doesn't, you'll take it out and you got to rework the system.
I kind of just what you and I and Mike were talking about a little earlier is I'm not mad at this at all. The only thing I'm kind of puzzled with that we were talking about is just what it cost us to get Jerome Baker and Tyrel Dodson.
Mm, yep,
That's
because
the
we signed
stuff
them
I'm like,
to a 1-year contract, right?
yeah, yeah. And
Mhm.
then you think about we had Jordan Brooks and Bobby leaving the team. And
Right.
I'm like, dang, man. And I love seeing Bobby thrive over there in Washington.
I do too.
But I'm like, gosh, it'd be nice to have him back. But at the same time, who knows if he would have fit this scheme?
Exactly.
Do know that I am mad at this because when you think about our biggest weakness on defense, what was it?
Stopping the run.
Stopping the run. And a lot of that had to
Mhm.
do, you heard me say it time and time again, is gap assignments.
Yes.
I actually think the defensive linemen, for the most part, other than the few times that, like, I would say Derek Hall was trying to do a little too much. He was balling and then he tried to do a little too
Mhm.
much and then it would cost him.
Right.
But what
Right.
I was also seeing were linebackers. A lot of times I was saying Jerome Baker get caught in the wash, and so
Mm.
he wouldn't be able to make a play. Tyrel Dodson, too, he was really good at busting through the gap, putting pressure on quarterbacks. But there were a lot of times where I saw he was also undersized and sometimes get caught up in the wash too. And a lot of times I'd see both him and Jerome Baker getting driven backwards as if they're wearing
Yeah.
K9 rollerblades, and
Right.
or
Right.
K9 K2 rollerblades, excuse me.
K2.
Yeah, there you go. But these two guys that we have, Tyrice Knight and Drake Thomas.
Yeah.
Tyrice Knight is one bad boy. He's a freak athlete, speed off the back end, the weak side, and which is what we need.
Right.
And then Drake Thomas, we need that downhill run stuffing style that he has. I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm not saying either of them are the answer. I like their style, and I actually think that I would love to see what they do in this scheme. So
Right. I think we're all as a collective, I think we all can agree that the Seahawks need something new and need to switch things up a little bit going into week 11.
what else
We
could
do have
happen? Shit.
what else can happen? I mean, it's a brand new year with this coach, brand new year with most of the staff. So I think they're still figuring it out. Lots of new guys on our team too. So I mean, what the hell? We might as well try it out. And
Well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
mad
if you
about it
think back,
either.
this is the one thing I know some 12s, especially the ones that became fans in 2012,
Yeah.
or in recent years, they just won't comprehend is that, when you have a new staff, like you're saying, new head coach, new
Mhm.
scheme, new staff, it
Right.
literally takes time. You can't just plug pieces in and hope that it all connects and you're
Right.
off to the Super Bowl. Think about when, you know, um, uh, what's gosh, I'm drawing a blank. What's our coach's name that's now
Yeah.
the head coach at the
Oh,
freaking Washington? Holy shit! What
our old coach?
our old defensive coordinator? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. He
Oh,
goes to
why can't I think of his name either? Quinn.
Dan Quinn. There we go.
Quinn.
So
Brain
Dan Quinn, he's freaking goes to Atlanta. Slow start
Right,
there. Then
right.
the next thing you know, they're in the Super Bowl. And
It
he's
takes
now
time.
in Washington and took
Mhm.
a second. Then he found his quarterback, found his offensive coordinator, and look at him. They're look at Jaden Daniels go.
Oh my
So it takes
gosh.
time. Then you have you know um, Kyle Shanahan when he went to Atlanta as the head coach. He
Mhm.
was rough the first year, and then you finish with Matty Ice as the offensive MVP. I mean, it takes time for stuff
Right,
to click.
right.
So
And not everything is gonna work together. You could have, like, the best players, the best coaches, but yeah, I think too, people need to understand that it's more than just having great players and great coaches too, right? It's about
mhm.
chemistry and if they really want it's and personalities on the teams too. Like there's so much that goes into it. So hopefully we can see a little bit of a change because we are going into week 11 playing the Niners.
Mm.
Christian McCaffrey came back. He looked pretty damn good. He was tired. It was hot. But I mean, he got almost like 100 yards total. So
Yeah, we were just talking about this. This actually wants some of y'all input too. Do you think that the Niners are gonna run him dry and run him back into the dirt? Because
right.
those injuries that he has, those aren't ones that you can just
No.
expect them to go away. I think if they're smart, they use all of their running backs. You got him, Jordan Mason, and then that other rookie that was kicking our ass, but I think
Yeah.
they don't need to force it. They have a good enough supporting staff, so I will see what
Right.
happens.
I mean, their kicker needs to get it together. Moody missed 3 field goals in the last game. Deebo Samuel had some words on the sideline. I mean, it's a lot. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I was like, he missed 3, but he hit the game winner, which I guess is what really matters.
Man,
Because who knows what would have happened if he missed
it's crazy because last week we were talking about, we missed we missed a PAT. No, we
that.
went for it instead of
Yep.
taking a PAT,
Right.
and it was like we were talking about, oh man, that 1 point
Right.
caused us to go into overtime. It could have
Right.
made a difference. And so,
And we're always like,
man, the
take the
fact that you can
points,
get
take the points.
take the points, and the fact that you
But
can miss 3 and still win, man,
yeah,
good on
I
you
guess.
guys. Good for you guys.
Oh gosh, I know, but the Bucks. I feel like the Bucks had their defense was doing pretty well, but not in the
I'm
last.
all in on Baker, man. Man, I'm so happy to see him,
Yes.
his career revived. I mean, he is looking like he was never in a rookie sophomore slump. He's balling. Jeez, I'm
Yeah,
happy for him.
I am too. I am too. But yeah,
And then who is it else? Sam Darnold. Holy smokes, looking amazing over there in Minnesota. All
crazy.
these guys who had these high expectations coming out of college that looked like they could have been busts, but the reality is, we call that the kiss of death when you get drafted high
Right.
in the early round, in the early first round. You're supposed to be the savior. Then you look like a failure, but now I just loved seeing them come back, man.
Is
And
this
then I see Gino getting his ass kicked, but
is that like an example for Russell Wilson? Even though
man,
he can we talk about Russ real quick? And can we talk about AI? All y'all on the internet doing all these AI interviews and AI shit need to stop because my
hold
Google
on.
ass thought that post game interview was real, and I was like, he just dropped 2 F bombs in one interview. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go on TikTok or Google it because he's talking about being Jaden Daniels' daddy and he needs a DNA test, and that ain't real. Because I was like, He doesn't talk like that.
Bro,
He's
when you
just
sent that in the thread, I tried Googling that. I was like, Russell Wilson post game speech. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't see anything talking about I'm Jaden Daniels' daddy now. I was like, what? I can't
I
find
just
it. I
taught him
thought,
a lesson.
yeah, dropping F bombs of Russell Wilson. What?
Oh
That
my
was funny.
gosh.
But
But Russell's he had 3 touchdowns. He's killing it for the Steelers. They're first in their division. He
good.
did play
I'm not
Bobby,
even
which
gonna lie.
oh
I
my
was a little
god.
jealous every time I see the famous Russell Wilson just moon ball
Yeah,
floating up in the top of the
right.
stadiums and George Pickens just doing George Pickens things, man, just mossing guys in the end zone. Oh, I'm jealous again. I'm having flashbacks as I remember the good old days when Russell would do that for us.
I know.
Gosh.
I
But
definitely have mixed feelings about it, but I'm so happy for him. And it was really cool and a special moment for him and Bobby to be playing against each other. I love how the NFL was like highlighting it on all the social media channels like throughout the game and like post game. So I love seeing them and I love seeing like those Hawks play each
I
other.
was more
But
so hoping that Bobby was going to whoop his ass a little bit more, but it didn't work out that way. I was like, beat his ass, Bobby.
Oh my gosh, I know, but
So we
it
got the
was a crazy win
Niners.
though, yeah. So, okay, let's talk about the NFC West. A lot of the games this last weekend had a lot to do with field goal kicking. This is kind of a side note, but when you watch College Game Day, and I love it how when Pat McAfee does like the whole kicking with the college students thing,
That's
and
funny.
they can win hella money, right? And they're like,
Right.
I'm a kinesiology major, and yeah, kicking is easy. You got one job. This guy shanks it 2 times. He could have won like $250,000. Choked,
Jeez.
poked.
Wow.
But anyways, a lot of these games had to do with field goals, and it's not easy, y'all. So all of you think that is easy. It's not. But NFC West race is in.
Question for you. Are the Cardinals really that good? Or are the teams they playing just completely shit in the bed or not that good? What do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, they just played the Jets. But
Jets got a great defense. They look
yeah,
pedestrian out there
I think
this
Buda Baker's
week.
the leading in defense or tackles too. He always is. I mean, I don't know. Is it a fluke? Are the Cardinals really? I can't answer this. Because I just don't like seeing them at the top. I think it's a fluke.
Well, I can guarantee you that not one person that is watching this right now would have ever guessed that they
No,
would be number one and ahead of us by 2 games, ahead of Frisco by 1 game.
right?
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm not mad at it either. I'm actually sometimes I like an underdog story. I don't prefer
Yeah,
it to be in our conference, but
right,
um,
right,
in our
right.
division. So, but yeah, I don't. Me personally, I don't think they'll finish the season out like that. I think they're on a good run. I think they have great weapons. Marvin Harrison Jr. is one of my favorite players to watch right now.
Mhm,
As
mhm.
yes, I'm a diehard Seahawks fan, but I'm also a fan of the game and players, and he is
Great
so
athlete.
damn good. So yeah, I don't think they'll finish that way though. I think it'll be the huge. I can see um, the Niners doing their thing, and then I can see Seattle cleaning it up. Not saying we're gonna take the wild card, but making a push for wild card. There you go.
Making it competitive.
There you go. We'll call that. So,
Well, the
this
Cardinals.
bye week got me glass half full this bye week a little bit.
Yeah,
So
I mean, yeah, we just had a lot of time to think and a lot of time to reflect, which is needed in life. It's needed in football. It's needed in everyday activities. But the Cardinals got a bye week coming up, and then they have Seahawks, Vikings, and Seahawks again.
yeah.
Niners 5-4, coming off a win against the Bucks, and then
Mm-hmm.
they got the Seahawks, they got the Packers, and they got the Bills. So their schedule is a little bit more challenging, I would say.
Yeah. It's
So,
not it's not it's not that I want to say, oh, at least if our shit's hard, at least theirs is hard. But for this scenario, our
right.
season doesn't get any easier, and I'm just really happy to hear their season doesn't get that easier either. The
Right.
rest of it.
Right.
I forgot to totally ask. I don't know how the hell we missed talking about this.
What?
What do you tell me how excited you are that Abe Lucas is now getting good full 80% speed reps again. Do you think he's going to make a huge difference? What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like when people are starting to come off of injuries and stuff, like you don't really know what's going to happen, and like
Yeah.
if their conditioning is good, and I feel like it's always hard to tell. I feel like they try to ease them into it a little bit because they don't want to just throw them all in right off the bat, you know.
Yeah.
So
I kind of agree with you.
yeah,
I know everyone's been like, "Oh my god, the anticipation for Abe
right,
Lucas's return." And don't
right.
get me wrong, him and Charles Cross were balling their first year, and then when he got hurt, yeah, it definitely hurt us. But what
Right.
I don't want to see is that there's so much expectation coming into his return
Right.
that if he doesn't at all live up to what people are, oh, he's the savior and he's going to be the missing piece of this offense. I feel like Seahawk fans are going to be in for a rude
Mhm.
awakening,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
have that high of a bar for that type of
Right.
injury he had. So I agree with you on that.
We need to, yeah, because you need to be realistic. Like these are human bodies. Like just think of like I don't know. I took a dance class. Remember, like 3 weeks ago. My back and my neck are still messed up.
Mm.
I think I need to go see a chiropractor. So
What kind of
Stan, if
dance was it?
it was like a hip hop dance, but like my neck was going like this,
Oh,
and I was like multiple times, and so they call it hairography, where your hair like does the stuff. But my back is still messed up, and it's been 3 weeks, and I
mm.
think I gave myself whiplash. So when you think about somebody coming off a major injury and going into playing a very aggressive contact sport, yeah,
Hmm.
you gotta give them a little bit of grace. But yeah, excited, and hopefully he can come back healthy and strong and confident, because I know it's if you're not playing for a while too, you can kind of lack some of that stuff as well.
I think it'll help. A ton. I
Mhm.
just don't think it'll be a quick fix like I know people are expecting it to be. And
Yes.
here's a little nugget that I would always say to people, not just in the Seahawks realm, but other things where men and women too tend to get emotionally attached to certain things. Try
Mm,
to not set, like you said, be realistic.
right.
Don't set the bar way hella high that you think
Right.
these people, Abe Lucas is back. We're going to make a push to make, a
Mhm.
deep run in the playoffs like that. I thought we could have done it in the beginning of the season when we looked super strong, but if you just be like, hey, it might be slow trying to get this thing
Right.
going, but yeah, if it gets better, then hey, even better. So
Right. I mean, because like look at Christian McCaffrey, right? He didn't play every single snap. They kept taking him out. Granted, it was super hot and he was probably tired and not in great conditioning shape, but they were easing him into it. But like you said, who knows what it's going to be like for them later? They might run him a lot, and you just don't know. We don't know.
hmm so
See what the
and then
demand
we
is.
have the Rams who are sitting above us.
No, they're below us now.
Are they really?
They just lost. Yeah.
I saw they lost. I thought we were both 4-5, and I thought they were like a half a game ahead of us. I could be wrong though.
No. Well, when I just
Or
looked it up, they were below us. So
okay, well then
no. So I'm gonna say they're below us.
hey, we ain't last.
Wait, last
Gosh,
we're third. So next up, they got the Pats, they got the Eagles, and they got the Saints too. So I mean, it could go either way.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Lots of stuff happened this week. I feel like this since the last time we talked. Saquon did his backwards hurdle.
right.
The elections happened.
Oh yeah.
Freaking the Cardinals are number one in our division. There's lots of shit that's happened.
Wait, remember how we were talking about Joe Burrows and like I have him
Oh
for my
my,
fantasy quarterback and he is
yep.
killing it in fantasy, but when you look at their record, they're not killing it because every single team, remember I said this last week, every single team that they've been playing, they've been putting up hella points, but they've been losing. So they
Yeah.
just lost to the Ravens by I think it was really close, but they just lost and they were all putting up
Oh
hella
yeah.
points.
It was freaking by. I mean, they were going neck and neck the whole game. It
The
was a great game.
whole
Yeah.
game, and he still
I
loses, and
think
that
it's
was a
fair to bet
division
the over
game.
for the Bengals going forward now. Just bet on the over, guys. They're going to
Um,
cover the spread on the over.
Yeah,
Holy
they just
smokes,
lost
those are
by
some.
1 point. It was 1 point. So, I mean,
Yeah. Oh, they went by for 2. That's what it was. Instead of tying it to go to overtime,
they went for
they
2.
went for 2 and
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
convert.
I mean, I have Jamar Chase and I have
Take the points.
I have Jamar Chase and I have Burrows on my fantasy football team, and I had their tight end
Wait,
too.
you have both of them?
I had 3 players and I scored 104 points just from Thursday. So let's just say I won this week. I had the highest score. First
There
time,
you
yeah,
go.
first time.
I played
But
against
anyways,
Joe
yeah.
Burrow. I got my ass kicked.
Oh, I'm sure you did because it was
Mhm.
crazy. But again, it's like, I feel like some of these teams that are putting up all these points, it's just who they're playing. Same thing with fantasy, right? You could be playing all the people that are putting up all the points at the beginning, and then like later, it just depends on the matchup. And oh my gosh, Joe Burrows. They have the same record as us pretty much.
That's
And
wild
he's
because
putting
they
up
look so much. Yeah.
right.
They're putting up crazy numbers offensively, but they're just getting outscored a little bit. That's all. So
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
so
And then we got the Chiefs, who are still undefeated. Because of blocked field goal, they lost to the Broncos. Broncos
are
almost
the
had it.
Chiefs the best team in the NFL right now?
Because of their record, yes. But which team do you think, if they were to play them, would beat them? They're not really putting up a ton of points, right? The last
I'll
game
tell you
was
who.
bad.
The
Who?
Detroit Lions would whoop that ass right now. If they played today,
Okay.
the Detroit Lions are looking like the Super Bowl champs in week 10, at end of week 10 right now.
Yeah.
They are clicking on all cylinders and they're making moves. Aiden Hutchinson, got out, but
Right.
then they turn around and have a couple other big signings, and I'm like, holy smokes, they just don't miss a beat, and they are just
Yeah.
clicking on all cylinders right now. That's in my opinion, I think
Yeah.
that's my opinion, the best team in the NFL right now.
Because all around they look
Did you
great.
watch the game against the Texans? They were
A little
down.
bit.
CJ
Yeah.
Stroud was giving it to him, Joe Mixon, and like they came back. They're resilient. They came back and won. Like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
watch the fourth quarter, it looked like they were probably winning the whole game. If you just only watch the fourth quarter, they
Mhm.
won pretty in a solid manner at the end of the game. So yeah, they look
Yeah.
tough. So glad that one's out the way. Glad that's not in the second half of our season.
We played them week 2? We played them in week 2?
No,
3? Not week 2, but like
we
after.
played in week 4, or we played in week 4 because we won the first 3. Remember?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then
But I feel like, against them, I feel like that was the best we looked. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Remember we talked about it? We were very hopeful. We were
we
very
were,
happy
we
with
were
that
like,
loss.
you know what? That was a
We were like,
good
"Go ahead."
loss. We actually looked good in that loss, and then
How many
it
times can you say
poured.
that in a season?
Fuck. God damn it.
Just once. Just once. But I feel like we really did look good. And I feel like we were very hopeful after like that loss. We're like, okay, our first loss, that was cool. Like so much we can improve on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it just went downhill. But I'm hopeful for these changes. I'm hopeful that, we can see some improvement. We have the Niners. Obviously, I would love for us to get this W.
Want to go win-loss predictions for the rest of the year right now? You go first. You do it. You do
We
this
got
week.
8 games last. Oh, we're gonna what?
Yeah, I want to hear your predictions. You just as rapid fire, okay? Win loss, okay? I want to hear that you can't think about it. Just say win loss, okay? You ready for this?
Wait, are they just Seahawks?
Yeah, just the Seahawks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, coming out of the bye, Seattle versus Frisco, win or loss?
Fuck. Loss.
Come on, hey, you gotta be quick with it. Okay, 0-1 for coming out of the bye. Okay, Seattle versus Arizona.
Win.
Okay,
I just want to win.
Seattle versus New York.
Giants?
Jets.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jets. Sorry. Win.
Okay, so we're at 1-2 now, coming out the bye. Seattle, Arizona, again.
Loss.
Okay, 2-2. Seattle, Green Bay.
Oh, for love. I know this is quick fire. I'm sorry, I'm not quick. Win. I feel like during
Oh, okay. 3-2. I like it.
I feel like
All
games
right.
against Green Bay were always like we'll see.
Minnesota, Seattle.
Oh, fuck, loss.
Okay, 3-3. Seattle, Chicago.
Win.
Okay, 4-3. So we're gonna finish the rest of the season 4-3, which means right now we're 4-5, which
So
means that's
8
and 9. Is that correct? Oh, 8-8.
well, look
Wait,
at our
what the
math.
hell? It'd be 8-9
No,
because
there's 8.
we're bye week.
So
Am I
7.
missing a game somewhere?
No, that's right. Wait, is our
Oh,
math?
the Rams. I forgot about the Rams. Week 8. Okay, I
Oh,
forgot. I missed the Rams game. Sorry.
win. Okay.
Week
So we'll
8,
end
week
it
18.
9-8.
Are we gonna have another 9-8
I think we
season?
are. Remember what I said though? KJ is like, I think they could win 10 games. So we'll see if KJ's right though. But yeah, I think we're gonna be around. Did you
You
write
know
this
what?
down? Did you write down my predictions?
I got them down. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Oh, I completely skipped the Rams game, so my fault.
I'll
My
say win
fault,
for that.
guys.
I'll say win for that.
Okay, I like it. Hey, a 9-8 season, guys. You heard it here first. Alex Higa, Mike McDonald's first year as Seattle's head coach, new program, new defensive scheme, new offensive scheme. With all the struggles we've had, getting pounded on the offensive line defensively, we are still going to finish this 9-8. You know what though?
What?
9-8 is a chance at the playoffs too.
Right. We could be wild card in and out, you know? We never know.
There you
We
go.
just never know. We never know. So, you know, let's be a little hopeful, be optimistic. Still got half the season left.
Bring
8
that
more
bar
games.
down just a little bit. The expectation
Yeah.
bar. Just
Even keel.
Yeah.
We're in cruise control for our emotions. But yeah,
That's
I don't
funny.
know. All right, y'all. I'm
Well,
excited for week 11. Crazy. It's already week 11, but we got the Niners. Big game. Big game out here in the Bay. Eek.
I will say this. Depending on how we come out this week coming up, how they come out
Mhm.
this bye, and some of the
Mhm.
moves that we made I believe is going to tell us a lot about how the rest of the season is going to go.
I agree.
Straight up.
100%. Straight up.
If they come out looking like ass, I don't know that we'll finish 9-8. If we come out looking strong, I think we could finish, like KJ said, with a 10-win season. So
We'll see.
I got a little extra optimistic in the beginning of the season. I said, man, we look like 11-6.
You did say that.
I know we're 3-0. It's easy to say that, but shit, whatever.
So easy.
Anyways,
yes, I'm excited for this week. We'll catch up next week.
all right, y'all. We'll see you soon. Thanks for
Bye.
tuning in.